Hey, welcome back everybody. You're listening to Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. I am your host as always, it's Paul Motley here. And today I want to talk a little bit about how I would actually go about trying to crush an affiliate launch, right? So if there wasn't anything going on right away with the people that I mix with right now, then I would be heading over to a website called Munchai, right? Which actually shows like a calendar, if you like, of various different launches which are going on through either Warrior Press or even JVZoo as well. So you're going to want to make sure that you do register on both of those sites. So you're going to need to go and register as an affiliate on Warrior Plus, but also JVZoo as well. Okay, right. So I would take a look and I'd look for something that is going to be coming up in about 3 weeks. Yeah, so about 3 weeks out from the actual launch itself. Go ahead, click on something there. So you're going to go and have a look, and normally it would be, I'd take a look and see what sort of commission rates they're offering, whether it be a percentage or a straight dollarary amount. And it's got to be worth your time and effort as well. So you want to make sure that it's at least, through the funnel itself, you're getting at least $100 to $150. That'd be bare minimum, because obviously what we're going to do is we're going to try and build up to a launch, which they're doing, and try and make it as easy as possible for people to buy from us. Okay, right. So let's say we pick something out. It's about 3 weeks away. You go ahead, click on the link inside of Munchai itself, and normally there will be a JV page that you can go to, which will have all the description and all the links that you can get ahead and also apply to be an affiliate. In most cases, there will be no gatekeepers in the way, and you'll just be able to join and you can grab a link. In some cases, you might actually have to, so especially on like Warrior Plus or something like that, you might have to apply to be an affiliate. So you're going to need to obviously there's a contact box there that you can actually go ahead and get in contact with the vendors themselves to try and become an affiliate for their products, right? So sometimes this helps if you've done launches before. You can add a little comment and say how well you've done or anything like that, or if you've got an audience on Facebook or YouTube or anything else that you can mention, because then they will go, this person would be cool because they've got X, Y, and Z. But if you're just starting out, then obviously you just got to try it out and see if you can get accepted. So let's assume that you got accepted straight away. Okay, right. So let's assume it's a program where you can get straight in and no bother at all. In an ideal world, a lot of these affiliate launches do actually let you have like a review copy, so you can see inside and see what the product does and how it works and the problems that it solves and how easy it is for people to do, right? So that's another good thing as well. And a lot of times on the JV pages, they will walk you through the funnel itself so you can see what all the upsells are going to be. Because if we want to do really well, when everyone starts advertising, which they normally would do, perhaps 5 or even 3 days just before. There's not that many people which go 3 weeks out, okay? So we are trying to get ahead of the other people. So we're effectively launch hacking here, right? So we want to make sure that we create a post on our blog, right? So we're going to do a review, and I would do a video review of the product as well. So you can put that out onto YouTube, and embed that video inside of a blog post as well, and give a full description. And don't leave any stone unturned. Make sure people know exactly what they're getting, what the possible upsells will be, because again, that's something else. So you can create another video, which will be what are the upsells of X, Y, and Z, right? So you can do the program name and the upsells, or you could do the top 5 things why you need to get X, this particular product, and go in reverse as well. So if you're doing a video, start out with number 5, then go 4, 3, 2, 1, because that will increase your watch time, which will then help your ranking of that video going forward, because in most cases they are going to have that product available for a long time. So if you can get something ranked onto YouTube, then even better, okay? And it's no harm in posting out these review videos and getting little more social clicks by sticking them out onto your social networks, whether it be Twitter, Pinterest, even TikTok and stuff like that. And of course, like Facebook groups that you own, don't be posting them in other people's Facebook groups. They do not like that, right? So that's bad. And of course, it's a good time then to start talking to your existing email list if you have it, right? So even like 2 or 3 weeks before, you can start crafting emails around the topic, right? No links here. We're not pointing to anything, just talking around the topic itself and the problems that some people have and the possible solutions to solve those problems, or what it would take to solve those problems, okay? So now you started creating some product reviews, you started posting some ins and outs of the program itself or the product or whatever it is. So those are going out onto YouTube. You've started talking to your audience as well. So you started talking to people on Facebook, or you started talking to people on your email list. And when we're about 5, maybe 6 days, then you can start going ahead and start ramping it up, including any pre-launch links that they might have, which is super essential. And I would make sure that you've also got what we call a bridge page. So it's going to be a lead capture page. Even though people are already on your email list, you still need to have a lead capture page, because then you can segment people as well. And we'll talk about segmenting in a minute, but it is important to have that. And that bridge page is going to want to go into your YouTube links, your Facebook, also like in the content of the description on YouTube, and also on Facebook and any other social network as well. So if the program isn't quite ready, then you can always create a wait list, right? So if you are far out, use your bridge page to create a wait list, because you can always go back and re-edit that page, that bridge page, when you do get to a point where it's pre-launch. So how do we encourage people that come to the site to actually go ahead and purchase when the time comes? Well, we want to make sure that we're creating some kind of incentive, some kind of bonus. Maybe you can give someone some time. Maybe it's a 15-minute call or a 30-minute call. Or if there's complimentary programs out there which you have, or assets that you have, maybe it's a training that you've done in the past and sold, or something that you've picked up, or it might be a checklist, or it might be a quick start guide. All these type of things help make a good bonus stack, okay? And people are only going to get it if they buy from your link. Right, so we've come to launch day, and any really good vendor is going to have assets that you can use. When I say assets, that might mean graphics, it might mean email swipes, it might mean videos that you can use to promote on, all the usual social networks and everything like that. And that is now time to go. So you're starting to push, and that's where the magic happens, because you've already got all these people which have started looking and started to become interested, because you're getting the opens through your emails, you're getting views on your YouTube videos and all your social networks, and that's where you can start building up that momentum. And you don't really need to make a huge amount of sales to make decent money if the commissions are like $200-300 a pop, right? So you only get 5 sales and you're up to 1,000, and that's not a bad gig there if you can do 1 or 2 of those a month. Right, so that is a nice little side income for just creating a few videos and sending out some emails. So that's what I'm talking about how you can start really cranking it up. And of course, a lot of times these guys, the vendors themselves, have competitions. So you can actually win prizes if you start getting up their leaderboards as well. So the way that I would work with your email list is, when we started back at the beginning of the promotion, about 3 weeks out, we started sending some information out to people. And you should see within your tracking stats, how many people are opened and things like that. Well, I would now start to add a tag to people that started opening those emails. So if they opened an email, you can set this up by an automations in Active Campaigns, really easy. So you can start a new automation. So anyone that opened email 1, for example, they go into a new list. And then anyone that opened email 2, they go into that list again. Anyone that opened email 3, they go into that list again. Okay, right? So you can keep doing it. And that way you can have a smaller group of people which are more interested. If you want to go really hyper targeted when it comes to having that pre-launch link where you can send people to a bridge page inside of Active Campaign, again, you can then tag people which actually click the link. So they clicked through. So they've read the email, they've opened it, and they're interested enough to go ahead and click it. Now, again, this is going to narrow that audience down, the amount of people that are on that email list, but they are the ones which are hyper interested and they are ready to go. These guys only need a little bit more of a push, a bit more information before they go ahead and purchase, right? So that's a cool time. And what you'll also find is a lot of times when people do launches is that they'll have a cart open and then they'll have a cart close, and then shortly after that they'll make it evergreen, which means that it's going to be available forever, or as long as they can be bothered. So when it comes to cart open, then I would say on that day, let's have maybe 2 or 3 emails sending out to people that they can go ahead and get in. And then following up from that, if it was like a webinar where they're going to sell the product on a webinar, then even though they've opted in and the vendors are going to start emailing them, okay, your ideal way of doing it is then following up yourself. And what I would do is I would opt in to the vendor's launch myself so that I can then receive the same emails that they'll be sending out to their prospects. Right, so it just makes sense. So if they send an email out the next day after people opted in, which then didn't purchase, which of course I will be in that list, later on that day, I would remind people about the first email that they received from the vendors themselves. Right, so you are almost like working in conjunction with the vendors. So every time they send an email, send another email yourself out to your hot list, if you like, later on that day, right? And keep doing that, keep repeating that until cart close, because it just makes sense then, because if they're starting to get this email sequences coming through, then you can add to it. You can keep reminding them of the bonuses and why they should get it and the benefits they're going to get and the problems that it's going to solve, because that is how we really master a launch and really maximize as much as you possibly can. And of course, make sure you name that segment and give it a category, because if something else further down the line comes out which is similar or solves a similar problem, or is it in a similar sort of category, so let's say it's something to do with Facebook, and 3 months further down the line another vendor brings something out relating to Facebook, then you have a nice big segment of people that were interested enough. They may have purchased, they might not have purchased the first product, but guess what? You can then start doing the whole process again with the second product as well. And that's how you start making money properly and efficiently from your email list. Anyway, I hope that has been useful for you guys. And if it's your first time listening, this is the sort of stuff that you're going to get. I do these emails, I email, yes, I do email my list every day, but I also record these podcasts every single day as well. So you can listen on your podcast provider, but I also upload it into YouTube as well. So if you happen to be, you can just go ahead and crack on there. But by all means, make sure you drop a sub, a rating, and all that good stuff that you normally do. And check the show notes as well, because there's some normally good products and services in there for you too. Anyway, this is me out, and I'll catch you up with you again tomorrow.